Hi everybody, I'm Kath Lloyd, just having a little technical problem here as soon as I'd hit live, so just excuse me a moment please. I am Kath Lloyd from Make the Change, and it's Wednesday night and it's Let's Talk, and I'm still going to have technical issues, so I think I'm just going to have to leave it. Right, we might have a few little issues. We've had some power cuts, very localised power cuts here today, so fingers crossed. I'm hoping that we will be okay for 15-20 minutes. So tonight's Let's Talk is Respect Your No. Now, December, I know we're not quite there yet, but it's very close to on the horizon now. So, December, can be a very frantic time. Yes, it's the festive time, goodwill to all men, and peace and joy to everybody. But for a lot of people it isn't, because it is very easy to overstretch ourselves, one, financially, two, socially, three, our waistlines expand as well. And you know, how many of us can honestly put our hands up and say, yes, Christmas is a fantastic time of year, I've got it all under control, all organised, everything's hunky-dory, and everybody has a fantastic time? Well, not very often. I think most people will be able to say, maybe not. And, you know, we are overstretched because we have to carry on work as normal, and there are lots of social engagements, as well as, you know, buying the presents of everybody's dreams for your kids, for your partner, for the rest of the family. And I'm afraid it's about being realistic. How can you really manage this realistically and be able to come out of the other end on the 2nd of January without too much indigestion, you know, with our waistlines still intact, without a lot of calories to have to burn, our purse still financially intact, and to be able to have had a lovely time with our family, with our friends, with work colleagues, whoever you're spending your time with. And so, but also to be able to say that yes, you are feeling relaxed and you're not going back to work to have a rest, which most people probably do. So how do we do it? Well, I'm afraid it's about being realistic. It's about being totally honest with yourselves. Now, I always used to cringe when my mum used to go, okay, it was lovely to see you, but it's time to go home now. And I used to think, doesn't she love us? Or well, why doesn't she want us around? But actually it was her little way of saying, I've had enough now. I'm tired. I want you to go. But of course, you know, she was doing it in her own sweet way. So yes, it's about trying to find your way of doing it so that you don't end up all frazzled by the 24th of December, and that you can actually enjoy Christmas Day and, you know, have the peace that we're meant to have a nice social time. If you are a religious person, have the energy to be able to celebrate in the true sense of the word, you know, about what Christmas is. So and this is where, you know, respecting your no is really, really important. So it's also about looking at it's about looking at yourself first, isn't it? And being able to say, you know, what can I handle? What can I do to give the best possible time to the people that I love, the people who are important to me, but to be able to keep myself intact, plus your waistline and your purse, and be able to put up your hand and say, yeah, I had a great Christmas. And sometimes we have to say, no, we can't do it. And it isn't about, you know, making excuses. It's about owning why you are saying that you can't do something. You know, and it's about, you know, understanding what you are capable of doing, because, you know, a lot of people say, yes, I'll go, that'll be fantastic, see you there, and then they don't turn up. And so, you know, was that person never going to turn up, but they just couldn't be honest and say, I'm sorry, I can't make it, or I've got, you know, other things that I need to be doing. Because in actual fact, that, you know, if you do actually say, yeah, I'm going to this, I'm going to that, I'm going to the other, and then you don't turn up, people, you know, can lose a little bit of respect for you because you've let them down. Maybe a way of doing it is saying, well, I'm not sure, can I get back to you on that? But then it's about making sure you do get back to them about it, so that you're not letting somebody down at the last minute. Or, you know, or just simply saying, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. You know, and just some little simple explanation will actually will actually do the job, and people will respect you for that. Or another way of doing it is, if you do want to go, is to say, I'd love to come, but I can only come for an hour. And then if you do find that you're enjoying yourself, then you've got that little bit of flexibility to say, actually, I found out that, you know, now I've got here, I can actually spend a little bit of time, if anybody asks you, you know. But it's about understanding yourself, understanding your capabilities, understanding, you know, what energy levels you have to get through, you know, quite a large chunk of time. Because it doesn't just end at Christmas Day, does it? It goes on through, you know, through the holiday season, and then of course there's New Year's Eve as well, and then you only really have one day to recover before you're back at work, and you've got to be on, you know, top-notch form to be able to catch up on all the work that's got left behind over that period of time when you've been off work. So, you know, own your no. You know, be confident about why you're saying no. And this is also about understanding, you know, your values, what is important to you. Now, another side of things is, you know, with family, you know, families in general have got a lot more complicated, and yeah, and a lot of that is to do with people, you know, spreading their wings and living further away, and about trying to home people in so that you can spend family time together. And so that can get really quite tiring for the person who is taking on all the duties of looking after somebody or a group of family members. But it's really, really important when you are in a situation like that to make sure that you've got time for yourself as well. Okay, because actually I know that you want to be a good host or hostess, but you know, the majority of people who are going to come and stay in your house are quite capable of putting the kettle on. They're quite capable of making a turkey sandwich, or, you know, put some toast under the grill and knocking up something quick. And it's about having the confidence to say, make yourself at home, but I need to go for a run for half an hour. I need to go for a swim. I need to just go out and get some fresh air. I need to go and walk the dog. That's always a good excuse, isn't it? I need to go and walk the dog and get out and have a little bit of you time, because, you know, it can get frantic, it can get hard work, and we all need to have a breather. In actual fact, the people coming to stay with you, they might need a breather as well, and they might be the ones saying, we're just going to go out and walk the dog for you, you know, I hope you don't mind. So, you know, have a little think in advance, and also, you know, don't make promises that you can't keep, because that's really, really important as well, you know, because, you know, nobody wants to break a promise. You don't want to let people down. You're not doing it on purpose. But unfortunately, everybody can get so tied up with, the festive period, and it's all got to be perfect. We're brainwashed by social media and all these great adverts by Iceland and Marks and Spencer's and Asda on the telly. And, it's all perfect. So it appears on the telly. But you can make it your perfect. It doesn't have to be the perfect that we see on the telly, but it's about making it good for you and for everybody else, so that everybody can look forward to next year and not think, oh my God, we've got to go through all of this again in 12 months' time and start dreading it from, the 1st of January, because that's no fun for anybody. So, look after yourself, look after other people, but respect your no. But first of all, it's about understanding your no, and setting your boundaries. I mean, we all we all stretch our boundaries from time to time, and the Christmas period is one of those. But just work out how far you're willing to stretch that. Because if you stretch it too far, that's when you're going to start getting overwrought. The anxieties are going to set in, the stresses are going to set in, and then other people will be affected. Because, if you're doing a lot of, extra Christmas socialising, which is going to include money, and that can put added pressure on you, which is then going to have an effect on the rest of the family, because it is difficult to cover over the anxieties and stresses, okay, when you're in close contact with each other for over the Christmas period. Because let's face it, we spend a lot of time together as families, much more than we perhaps usually would do when we're out at work, or we're out seeing our friends, or you're out playing golf, or running to train for your marathon, whatever it is that you do in your day to day. So it's about taking into consideration all of these other things and finding out what other people want when they are coming to stay with you. Because actually they might be quite happy, not to be, playing board games all the time, or going here, there and everywhere. They might actually quite enjoy sitting down, having a lazy breakfast, reading the papers, watching a film on the telly, just so that they can relax. So, respect your no starts with understanding your no and your values around what you want to come out of the Christmas period. That will help other people, so that everybody can have a great time. So, on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. And if you want any help with understanding your no, then just leave me a message, make a comment. But I've also got my top 10 tips to keeping yourself sane, which is a 10-day mini e-course which looks at breathing properly, having a little bit of you time, look at what you're exposing yourself and who you're exposing yourself to, anticipation and gratitude, and getting a good night's sleep. So, to be able to connect with that, go to my website www.kathloyd.co.uk and register for my top 10 tips to keeping yourself sane. But I'm going to love you and leave you now, and I'll speak to you next Wednesday at 8 o'clock live here on Facebook. Good night.